One of the things, just one of the many things I notice about this criminal organization of these clowns and harassers is that they intentionally stalk you and pursue you. They intentionally disrespect your personal space and the boundaries and your spiritual practices. They intentionally make the choice to find themselves everywhere you are, pop up everywhere you go, and disrespect your, you know, energetic boundaries and your personal space, right? Interject themselves. And as you're minding your business and you're living your life, and these clowns, and they are clowns, because anybody who volunteers or signs up for or participate in these type of activities of stalking and harassing, you only see them as clowns, right? And clown is not an honorable, respectable title. When we say clown, we truly mean a clown, right? And so when we say it with emphasis, so when these clowns, interject themselves and they want to be seen and they want you to see them and they want to record you and they want to, attempt to distract you and disturb what you got going on, and you're simply minding your business. It's interesting how they want to flip it and take that, and they begin turning red, most of them, if they're Caucasus. And even Nagaru Negroids, they turn red as well. They get like darker. You'd have to, have a keen eye. But people, when they're guilty, when they are shamed, they begin to turn red or pink and, bright red, etc. But when these devils, you know, interject themselves and they pop up in your vicinity, in close proximity to, you know, record you when you're connecting with the divine and praying and meditating and whatever your spiritual practices are, right? You could use a pendulum or whatever the case is. These clowns will pop up, pointing the phones. These clowns will pop up, you know, looking with a retarded look and stretching their neck as if their, opinion and, whatever look they have on their face is supposed to matter, right? And so again, we refer to them as clowns with emphasis and many other adjectives that we can come up with. The thing is, they would take that, right, with the absence of the checks and the balances of, law enforcement handling criminal networks and organizations like this. They would take that as um, a reason or an opportunity, I should say, to create a false narrative that somehow them popping up where you are is you doing something to them. Or you, let's say, these clowns like to, these devil worshippers like to call true spiritualist devil worshippers. The same demonic cult and coven that underhandedly, behind the scenes like cowards, okay, clowns and cowards, practice low vibrational practices and commission and pay for death magic and poverty spells and sickness spells and, glamour binding, etc. These same individuals who are into that stuff will, if it doesn't work, or if it backfires, or if it backlashes, or if it doesn't, yield the results that they were hoping and expecting, they would then turn around and say, oh, you must be worshiping the devil, or you're a devil worshiper, or you being a master manifester, for those of you who are manifestors, because your blessings come in and they've done everything behind the scenes, even things that you're not even aware of, to lie on your character, your name, block your opportunities, interfere with your mail, blocking communication because of their jealousy, envy, and hatred, right? You successfully manifested partnerships, relationships, career opportunities, blessings by way of your relationship with the divine cosmic mother, universal father, and your spirit team, your spirit guide, your beloved angels and ancestors, the most high, ancient overseers, etc. Your entire spirit team and spirit council. You successfully manifested these things. But in an attempt to win at all costs and block you in an attempt to try to control your life and your forward path and movement. These clowns, cowards, and haters interject themselves from every angle, attempting to block you to make it seem as you hadn't successfully manifested what you already achieved. Then they go along with the acting, the theatrics of pretending with the narcissistic behavior and the fake celebrations as if, it's all an illusion that, what you're doing is failing and it's not really working. And they want you will be a fool to believe these clowns and haters and cowards. You have to know better to know that that's all they are, is clowns and bullies and cowards, and that they are haters and envious people who want to interject themselves because really and truly they want to be you. They want to be able to do what you do, but they cannot. They are unable to because, one, they haven't accepted the fact that they may have or they should have put the work in to cultivate these skills and gifts, may not even be aware that they have them, and they don't even respect what they claim they respect insofar as a relationship with the divine and their spirit team. So they're not even on a beginning path or footing to begin to co-create and manifest. So all they do is interject to try to steal and block. And they form entire criminal organizations, networks, and false friendship groups and demonic covens, cults. The reason why we keep repeating these terms, these phrases, is because that's exactly what it is. You wish you didn't have to, you know, put it in those terms, but that's what it is. When you click up in criminality, you are a criminal network and organization. When you bully, stalk, and harass, and you break the law comfortably in an unhinged fashion, you are a criminal network and organization. When you commit atrocious actions and deeds by way of paying for spell work, demonic practices to try to um, underhandedly affect a person's overall health and well-being or block their roads. What you're doing is you're saying, as a coward, as the coward you are, you want to um, get the spirit world, demons, entities involved to be able to hurt, harm, and block a person without your hands getting dirty, or so you think, or so you believe. Because if you had any involvement whatsoever, any ill intentions whatsoever, paid or participated or turned a blind eye whatsoever, your hands is not clean. Your hands are dirty. You are also responsible. And the backlash and the backfire will surely reach you. And another thing that I realized that I thought about earlier today was this. I was thinking earlier today, I said, these devils and clowns feel comfortable using their energy to create hardships or disrupt other people's peace. And they don't mind doing the things that they do. They take actions, right, to attempt to block, stop, interfere, or disrupt people's peace, right? Bully, harass, whatever. The thing that they don't account for or they don't give enough thought or credit to is that whatever action they take, whatever they decide to do to another person, especially innocent and unjustified, will certainly return and backfire back unto them. They don't give that enough credit. They don't give it enough seriousness. If they did, they would not do that. They would think twice, three times, four times before taking any actions towards anybody. But this is how you can confirm beyond a shadow of a doubt most of these narcissistic sociopaths are mentally unstable. Because if you know there's going to be consequences and backlash and backfire, and you still go through with it anyway, that speaks to your level of hate and jealousy and instability. If you don't believe in consequences and you believe that you can do whatever it is you feel like doing and all the actions you take towards an innocent person unjustifiably, they did nothing to you, but in your mind, you just don't want to see them win. You just don't want to see them live their life. You just don't want to leave them alone. You just want to keep harassing and stalking and bullying and trying to do everything in your small-minded brain to stop them from just being able to live their life and receive the blessings that they earned. They earned it. They put the work in. You as a clown and a coward have no idea the sacrifices, have no idea the dues and the things they went through. You don't even have any concept really and truly of the divine and the spirit world. You just have opinions, hate and jealousy and envy and opinions. And so you spread lies and smear campaigns. You try to fault a person's character. You don't even know a person. Can you imagine a whole army of strangers? Complete, utter strangers. These clowns really feel and act like that the people they target owe them something, or that they know the person just because they hide behind trees and bushes and watch them, just because they follow them to a buffet and sit at the table across from them and stare at them like a retard. That does not mean you know a person because you stalk them and follow them around town all day, every day. But in their mind, they believe that they know a person and they take actions based on what they perceive to be what they assume, what they know about a person. And it ends up failing every time. Even if they have temporary success at creating hardships or agitation or aggravation. Even when you do that and you laugh, we got him, we laughing, we got him, and they upload you to group chats like idiots. That backfires on you as well. That is multiplied and hits you 3, 4, 5 times as harder for you creating that situation. And then you create another one, and then that backfires. But they don't take accountability, these dummies. They don't believe in consequences even while they're going through it. And then when they start to accept the reality that consequences is real, reciprocity is real, universal principle is real, do unto others as you will surely have it come back on your dumb ass is real, they still, by way of their hate and jealousy and their need to win, keep going and doubling down like dummies, idiots and clowns and the cowards they are. Why? Because they can't control themselves at that point. They either have that mental instability triggered and brought on by the entity attachment, possessed by something that is driving them and controlling them, and all what we say, the backfires, the backlash of the spell work, the death spell, attacking someone's mind, attempting to block their intuition, etc. All the dumb shit they do, it ends up coming back on them. So now you sent that entity, that was a violation. That entity saying, do you know who you attacking? Do you know who this person is in the spirit world? Do you understand what you did? And that entity is sent back to this stupid ass cult and coven of these strangers and idiots and clowns, devils and dummies, and these certain individuals who have resources that hide behind their resources, like clowns and cowards, that's going to end up broke and desolate for using their resources to attack innocent people. And they wonder, well, what's going on? Why it's not working? Why? Why we can't steal what belongs to them? Why we can't take what belongs to them and it don't belong to us? Why we can't have it? As a criminal organization and network, how come our corrupt buddies in the justice system and all the lies we told. How come how come even our corrupt buddies in the justice system is receiving backlash? They're going through divorces and bankruptcies and their health is deteriorating. How come those corrupt individuals in the justice system that turned a blind eye and violated their oath of offices, they're going through divorce and losing their family, and they're going bankrupt, and things is happening in their life, and their life is turning upside down because they failed to honor their oath and they turned a blind eye to the injustices? How come this whole thing is falling apart and people are transitioning from this physical world into the spirit world because of what they participated in? How come people around us is dropping like flies? How come, you know, we ignored all the warnings and all the extended grace and all the extended mercy? Now, all of a sudden, because we ignored it and because we were given chance after chance after chance after chance, we left the divine and the thought anpu with no choice. And now people around us are dropping like flies. How come we reach the expiration of all of this corrupt, wicked, and evil, diabolical nature and deeds, and the divine cannot allow us to continue at the expense of those who have divine missions and purposes to be held back any longer? And we're wondering why people around us is dropping like flies, getting in all type of accidents and things happening around them like Final Destination, unexplainable things, because we refuse to get out of the way, go about our business and mind our business and leave innocent people alone. We refuse to give back what we stole. And we hurt a lot of people, even sacrifice people, unalived people behind the scenes. People who it wasn't their time to be unalive. It wasn't their time to transition from this physical life into the spirit world. This whole criminal network and organization, prostitution ring, human trafficking ring, literally unalived and sacrificed people before their time. People who never even received a funeral, a proper burial, have an obituary. These people are already gone, missing. And these people made arrangements to have them missing. Because this is a criminal organization of clowns and cowards that sell their soul for chump change. Like the cowards that be stalking around me, going over my shoulder just so they could double back and turn around and start recording, like the clowns and sellouts that they are. So, you wonder why? Because you don't take account for everything you do ends up returning back to you. You paid for death magic. You paid for sickness spells. You paid for a person to be bound and stuck, isolated. And then you wonder why you become bound and stuck and you have an entity attachment on you. And oh, as cowards do, they're unable to confess. They're unable to apologize. They're unable to say, I'm sorry. They're unable to say, I participated in trying to harm you. I participated in stealing your inheritance. I participated in diverting your mail and blocking communication. I participated in getting in between you and a divine partner. I participated. I apologize. I want a true new beginning, but I understand. I come to the realization the only way to get a true new beginning is I must fess up. I must be honest. I must address everything I participated in, all of my offenses. I gotta be honest. If I don't, ain't shit gonna happen for a new beginning. Nothing at all, ever. Only lifetimes of repeated cycles, going through the same shit that you participated in, that you wished on other innocent souls. Lifetimes, not just one, not just two, maybe three, depending on what you've done and how much you've done, maybe even more than that. And here's the kicker. Even though you have to come back and repeat lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of desolation, poverty, sickness, terminal illness, terminal diseases, mental illness, even though you have to come back and experience that because that's what you wished on other innocent people, You yourself cannot pay off all that karmic debt. So now your loved ones have to take part and share in what you created. The sins of the father gets passed down to the sons and the daughters. So now, long after you're gone, your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren speak ill on your name, despise you, and hate you for being a coward and a clown and a misfit and a devil, a hater. Especially when your great-grandchildren find out that you had the ability to make things right. You had the ability to yield and humble yourself and fess up and confess and do the right thing. And your stubbornness, your unwillingness, your corrupt nature at the core, you refused to do so. It blocked you from doing so. And now they say, you mean to tell me that great-granddad had the ability to make sure that the curses and generational curses didn't hit our family? All they had to do was confess, apologize, humble themselves. And the person that they violated at once upon a time, gave them the benefit of the doubt, and they still betrayed them? Oh, hell, nah. Great-granddad is a coward, a devil. He put this on our family, and all he had to, oh, nah, yo, nah. Long after you gone, you got to come back and deal with the same turmoil and trauma. And then it spreads to your family as well. And that's where generational curses come from. You just thinking about your selfish self, hiding like the coward you are in this criminal organization. But it's going to hit. Think about the people you claim you love and care about. By now, you may have children and grandchildren, and then they're going to have some children. You've given those people that you claim you love, you inherited them a generational curse by attempting to steal other people's inheritance and block their blessings and interfere with them living their life and minding their business. They did nothing to you, but you came up with every lie and every excuse like they harmed you or offended you or did something to you. No, you're just a hater who is incapable of looking in the mirror and say, man, this person didn't do nothing to me. I just got all of these ill, negative feelings as a clown and a coward that I haven't addressed, and I'm taking it out on innocent people that I have nothing to do with. I have nothing to do with these people. I should have never gotten away. I don't know what they had to go through. I don't know what they sacrificed. I don't know what they lost. I don't know how they had to pick themselves up and rebuild. I don't know. And then some of you devils and clowns, you do know. You know for a certainty that a person got it out the mud and they worked for it and they earned it. And you still got your stupid ass in the way because of your hate and jealousy, and blocked their blessings and took away opportunities temporarily that you should have never interfered with, thinking that you was only affecting that one person when you pissed off an ocean, a sea of angels and ancestors that is now rectifying the situation. And if you didn't believe in angels and ancestors before it's all said and done, and even after you expire from this physical realm, you're going to see for yourself.